Hello, I'm Derek Lott, President of the Crestview Area Chamber of Commerce. Today I'm glad to tell you we have our July breakfast sponsor. It was the Okaloosa County Tourist Development Center, and I have their director, Mark Bellinger, here today to talk to us a little bit about what they do. Glad to have you, Mark.
Well, thank you. It was our pleasure to sponsor your breakfast the other day.
Yeah, it was a good time. Y'all gave us a very exciting and informative breakfast, and we learned a lot about what you as an organization does. But if you'll tell us, for everybody out there in TV land, what exactly does the TDC do, and what's your mission?
Well, let's give you just a couple bullet points on our responsibilities for the Tourist Development Council. I think the first and foremost is we're responsible for sales, marketing, and advertising of our destination to the outside world. Our main goal is to put heads in beds, and then once we increase our lodging occupancy, then those visitors could go ahead and spend their money in restaurants, retail, the attractions, museums, everywhere else that they need to do. So sales, marketing, and advertising. I think the second thing is probably our beaches. We fund the beach cleaning of the public beaches. We fund all the lifeguards on the public beaches. That's in Destin, Okaloosa Island, Fort Walton Beach. We fund a mandated state turtle program. And when the turtle nesting is in season, we're responsible for having a contractor go out there and locate the nest and protect the nest. Then we operate and we manage the convention center, Emerald Coast Convention Center on beautiful Okaloosa Island. Kathy Houchins, she's got me saying beautiful Okaloosa Island, which is great. We also fund a percentage of the transportation, the Okaloosa County Transit, and the shuttles that run along the Fort Walton Beach, Okaloosa Island, and the Destin areas. We fund that for our visiting guests, and in turn the residents get to use that too. We also fund an environmental council. I don't think many people know about that, where we do water testing once a week in our bays, our bayous, and the oceans, and they do a lot of work on land also. And then we fund all the beach access parks. So along the bay and along the beaches, all those access parks that are owned by the county, we fund that. Somebody else, conducts the maintenance of it, but their budgets are funded by us. So above and beyond what a normal Convention and Visitors Bureau does or a Tourist Development Council, I think we have a lot of added responsibilities because we're adjacent to the beaches.
Well, it sounds like you got a lot of things that you're responsible for, and you talked about funding and budgeting, but how do you get your money? I mean, how do you get the income to do all those things for us?
Well, we're fortunate. For the residents of Okaloosa County, not one penny comes from the general fund, not one penny comes from ad valorem. 100% of the TDC's budget is funded by our visitors. Or if the residents do stay in our overnight lodging areas in our taxing district, which is the city of Destin, Okaloosa Island, Fort Walton Beach, Mary Esther, and Cinco Bayou. So anyone that stays in a condominium, a hotel, a motel, a B&B, and they pay a total tax. So if you pay, I don't know, let's just say $50 is a good rate for a hotel there. Of course it is. But then at the end of your stay, you've got a tax per night. And the total tax right now for the taxing district is 11% that people stay overnight there. We get 5% of that, or we call it 5 pennies. And now that 5 pennies or 5%, it's mandated how much we allocate our funds for certain things. 2% goes for sales, marketing, and advertising. 1% pays off the bond that we utilized to build a convention center about 8 or 9 years ago. And a matter of fact, with the convention center, they're doing so well, they're about 17 years ahead of schedule in paying off the convention center. And we can actually pay this convention center off in about 2.5 years. And we're supposed to, I think the schedule was about 2030 to pay that off. So the convention center is doing very, very well. And then we pay 1 penny for the maintenance and the operations of the convention center. And then 1 penny also for beach nourishment, beach cleaning, anything to do with the beaches. And that kind of totals 2 pennies, 1 penny separate. So again, 100% of our entire budget is paid by our visitors who come to our southern part of Okaloosa County.
Well, in the last few year or two, we've had a lot of talk on the Gulf Coast about beach cleaning and about the oil spill and how that's affected what you do. Tell us about what this year's been like for us down here, and how the hotels and restaurants and how business has been.
I tell you what, starting in the spring in April during our quote-unquote spring break is when we really start seeing the numbers and the visitations increase. We were pleasantly surprised, and that has continued through the summer season. The month of June was fantastic. We were predicting the month of July to be just as good. I think the first 2 weeks in August would do very well. And then we're going to have to work on, latter part of August, maybe first or second week in September when the kids start going back to school, the students. And then we'll really hit them hard in the fall and the winter. But our summer season, I think the entire Northwest Florida area is doing good. And fortunately, we received some BP grants to help us do some additional aggressive sales, marketing, advertising. So we thank BP for that. And I think all the counties are working together. And some of the things we're doing is a lot more communication, benchmarking what we're doing, and making sure we stay in touch so that we don't overlap the same sales, marketing, and advertising initiatives. So say Walton County does one thing, or Santa Rosa or Bay County, we just don't want to double the efforts. We want to make sure that we almost do like a cooperative marketing and advertising initiative, that each one of us knows what we're doing and we share our marketing plans, which is important to do, and we might want to hit some different areas that we haven't hit before. So long story short, our summer is doing very, very well, and we're ahead of forecast, and I think we're exceeding what we thought we would do this summer.
So business is good.
Business is good. I got to say one thing, it's a team effort. It's not only us. We play a small part. We help out in our initiatives, but I've got to thank, our hoteliers, our lodging partners, our VRBOs out there, and our attractions. There's a lot of folks out there that are spending the money, spending the funds for marketing and advertising. They're putting together packages and incentives, and they really want the visitors back just as much as we do, of course. So it's a team effort, Derek. It really is.
You mentioned a moment ago about all the different areas and not overlapping in your marketing. What makes our area and what you do, specifically talking about our area, different from the others? How do you identify our area here and why someone would want to come here?
Well, we all work together in the different counties, of course, but then again, our responsibility is taking care of our county and our cities. And I think that might lead into how we enhanced our logo. We did a logo launch in March of this year. We worked very closely with other chambers of commerces, with the stakeholders, with the community, with all the businesses to say, Fort Walton Beach at one time started 2-3 years ago, a branding initiative for Fort Walton Beach, and the chamber took that up. We tag teamed with them last year because we want to enhance our logo, we want to enhance our marketing, our advertising. And of course, a logo is not a brand. A logo is a small part of the branding initiative. It really envelopes a lot more than just that. And we were able to do that, and the stakeholders chose what they wanted to do. They chose the look, the feel, the design, the colors, how they want to use it, the different variations of a logo, of the commercials. And we launched that in March. And now what we're trying to do is educate all the businesses that are out there to say, you can use it too. Use our marketing initiatives, use our advertising, use our logo. The logo is interchangeable, and which means on the tagline, it might say Northwest Florida's Emerald Coast, and down below you might Destin. Then they can say Destin, world's luckiest fishing village. I've heard some hints out there about other cities in the northern part of the county maybe wanting to do Crestview, the gateway to the Emerald Coast. Niceville, Fort Walton Beach, Mary Esther. Let's let them decide what they want to do underneath the umbrella of the Emerald Coast. And we know that there's a lot of businesses that are utilizing the logo right now and the look and the feel of it. So I think that's fun. That's the hard part of branding is really the communications and getting everybody getting their buy-in. And it's going to take a while, but it's fun to do.
Well, that logo and that branding and those marketing efforts, where do you send that to? Who looks at it? I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to tell somebody in Crestview about the Emerald Coast, does it?
No, it doesn't. 95, 96, 97% of everything that we do is marketing to the outside world. We rarely do any kind of advertising locally. We're trying to bring visitors in and stay overnight. That's our main goal. And right now, just to let you know, we've got a television commercial. We created a new 30-second commercial. We utilize a lot of local folks in that commercial, a lot of businesses for production and audio visual. I think that's important to use your local talent as much as you can. And over the course of a week, we developed a brand new 30-second commercial for our families. Our one of our demographics that we go after is still the family. That's very important to us, and they might show that up on this program here for you, and you could take a quick look at the 30-second commercial. That commercial right now, just to give you an idea, is being shown in, if I could get it right, Atlanta, Memphis, Nashville, St. Louis, Louisville, Dallas, Houston, and New Orleans right now. And that's only a small part of our overall marketing and advertising initiatives. I mean, we're trying to really concentrate on digital, internet, social media marketing, social networking, doing special promotions and special campaigns that are out there, such as, I mean, our staff even took amongst themselves, our team members, to come up with ECTV, Emerald Coast 13 weeks of extreme TV here, where it's dedicated just towards Facebook, and we used a local company, Revive, to go ahead and help us do the HD TV taping of it. And what it does once a week is it shows the world, here's an activity once a week that we have in our beautiful Emerald Coast, in our beautiful destination. And here's a couple ladies that are explaining that activity for you, and that activity, we're gonna show you a different one every week during the summer. And that's a lot of fun too. It's more interactive, it's not as, it's professionally done, but it's meant to be more fun, you know, a little bit more easygoing. And that's an initiative too that we have.
Okay, well, it sounds like you got all kinds of stuff going on, and I want to hear more about what's happening at the TDC. Why don't we take a quick little commercial break, and we'll be back in a minute with Mark Bellinger of the TDC and learn a little bit more about what's going on in our area.
"24 miles of sugar white sand and emerald green waters. The only thing missing is you. This is your invitation to get a little sand in your soul. RSVP at emeraldcoastfl.com. Northwest Florida's Emerald Coast.